Hey everybody, my name's Brittany and I'm a mentor here at Avocademy and a UX researcher. Today we'll be talking about the 3 most common UX research methods and why they're just so important. It's incredibly important that we incorporate research into the design process, as we always want to make sure that we're meeting our users' needs and that we're making data-driven decisions. So let's start. So let's talk UX research. What is it and why is it so important? UX research really looks at and studies the specific experiences that someone expects, desires, or has within a product, website, application, or service design. It's great at uncovering user behaviors, needs, and motivations that then can later inform product and service design decisions to overcome pain points and provide optimized solutions. This is a great definition by Curiosity Tank, but to put it more simply, UX research looks at what your customers and or users want, need, are experiencing, and how can we make this better for them. UX research really helps to provide data-driven and data-informed decisions. It provides context for designers. It provides context for stakeholders on why they should be making certain decisions and how best to move forward with it. Without research, it's really hard to tell whether people really like our products, really like our experiences, and what can we do to better it or improve our company. UX research is the crux of all things good design. How do we know if something that we've designed works well, does well, and fits the needs of our users? That's where research comes in. So when do we use UX research? The answer is always. Research now, research early, and research constantly. It really helps identify ways to make your product better and cater it to your customer needs. It's also really hard to kind of make good decisions without understanding where are our users coming from, what are their mindsets, what are their pain points, and what are they trying to solve. With research, we can answer all those questions and provide solutions that better help designers and stakeholders figure out what to do next. There are 3 different types of research methods here. There's quantitative research methods, there's qualitative research methods, and there's something called mixed research methods. Quantitative research methods are more based on statistical data. It can be computed and quantified with numerical points. Quantitative is not usually used as frequently within the technology space. However, it provides valuable information. These are hard data that really are difficult to refute. It comes in the form of polls, surveys, and longitudinal studies. Typically, the quantitative data will tell you what is happening within the product. Qualitative data will tell you why is it happening and what can we do about it. So quant, you can think of it as it helps identify the issue and is also a great way of measuring things. Qualitative kind of answers the questions of why, and they're a bit more abstract. Qualitative research methods are direct assessments based off behavioral observations and methods. These are kind of considered as insights. They can't really be computed or have numerical numbers attached to it. These are commonly in the form of interviews, observations, and usability tests. Qualitative research methods require a bit of high empathy and high people skills in order to really understand what is occurring, what are users trying to convey, and how can we present this in a way that's actionable. With mixed research methods, it's very common to see this in the field. We mix both quantitative and qualitative research to really better understand the whole spectrum or the whole picture of what's happening. A great example of a mixed research method is sending out a survey of how well someone likes the product, and then following up that survey with an interview to then talk to the participants, ask them to elaborate on why they answered a certain way, and to just gain more of that insight. So today, we'll be talking about 3 common UX research methods: usability tests, interviews, and surveys. First thing we're going to talk about are usability tests. These are one of the most popular methods in UXR. And what are they? Usability tests are essentially tests that we give participants using designs or prototypes of our app. A prototype of an app is when the designs are linked together And it acts like an app pretty much. You can click through it, you can move backwards, you can explore certain things, and it really allows a user to imagine what the app would look like in real life after it's been developed. So with the usability test, we give the participants the prototype and we ask them to complete a certain task. We are looking to see whether they can complete the task successfully, where are they struggling, what are their initial impressions, and any general feedback that they have about it. An example of this is you created a dog walking app. You then give the prototype to your participant and you ask them to book a walker for the day. We then kind of wait and see and watch the user as they go through the prototype to see, can they book a walker quickly? Do they have any issues? Do they need any help with it? Do they stumble on anything? Are they able to complete the test successfully? Are they impressed with the UI? Is there anything else that is missing from this app that would make their experience better? The goal of the usability test is to really evaluate the ease of use for the user, the efficiency, the memorability of the app, error tolerance of the user, satisfaction of the user, and the content. We're looking to see what are areas of improvement here, what are we doing well, and what can we perhaps improve within the next few iterations. A really great thing about usability tests and what makes them so popular is the fact that they're so flexible. You can do usability tests at any point in the design process, and it's better to do it frequently rather than less. When doing it frequently, we then can address problems quickly and early on in the design life, and therefore reduce costs later on. It also allows people to see real-time use of the app. So how are users going to initially react to it? How are they going to think about the app? What can we better about it? And also, most importantly, did we design the app to be as intuitive as possible? Do they act and behave the way that we expected them to? When booking a walker, do they kind of go down that same user flow that we planned for them? Or do they want to do something else? Were icons intuitive enough that it kind of explained to them where they should go? Or do we need to reevaluate that? It really helps understand what our customers are thinking, their frame of mind, and how we can better suit our application to be more accessible and to just be more intuitive. It also allows us to understand customer needs and concerns because we can then kind of discuss with them what they wish to improve or what they had difficulties with and or what they really liked and wanted to keep seeing more of. The second most common method is interviews. This is great during the discovery portion of design, and if done really well, can impact multiple areas of interest. However, interviews, although it might seem simple, does require high empathy, high people skills, and a little bit of intuition. Now, interviews are great, especially during the discovery portion of the life cycle, because it really goes in detailed insights about participants' attitudes, their desires, their experiences, their concerns, everything in depth. Because it's a one-to-one opportunity, you are able to really delve into things and pick things apart to better understand the general user behavior. Sometimes people tell us one thing, but in reality, it really means another. And it's your job as a UX researcher to really be able to understand which is what and when. Interviews are also really great because it's easy to use, it's easy to administer, and it provides a lot of value for what it's worth. It's also incredibly flexible because since you're in a one-to-one situation, you have a script that you read off of. But if a participant says something really interesting that you feel might be worth kind of going into more, you have the opportunity to do that. And you might find some new insights that were not originally hypothesized and or originally targeted in the testing script and research plan. Interviews can also help you answer any qualitative research question you can think of. It really is super well-rounded, it's super tailorable, it's flexible, and it really helps you understand the why of what you're doing, why users do what they do, and it really helps provide perspective on how can we, with our designs, then change their user behavior or fit to their user behavior, and why and how can we fill their needs and prevent any kind of concerns. With surveys, this is a very popular quantitative method as it has a low response effort for both participants and stakeholders. It's easily accessible and distributable. Now, surveys are great because they're quick, they're easy, and they're cheap. You can reach a large amount of people, a large population that can really give you a diverse insight into what your users are looking at, what's important to them, and or, just who they are. It's also very low cost because there's so many different survey platforms out there, and it's super easy to find one, and to deploy it would be much cheaper than to do a usability test or to do an interview. And it provides a lot more room for honesty. With interviews and usability tests, there's something called a Hawthorne bias, where sometimes users want to act or respond a little bit more positively because they're being observed by someone. They want to be seen in a more positive light, in a more respected light, and so they might skew their answers a little bit unknowingly. With a survey, you kind of get the brutal, honest truth because no one's watching them. There's no pressure. Everyone's doing things at their own leisure. So we kind of get more honesty there. Results of surveys. So surveys can be deployed to a wide range of people, about 100 to 200 participants. It allows for numerical data to be computed and therefore statistical analyses to be conducted. It also is great for benchmarking and is really helpful when we want to kind of understand a larger population of people, but also with shorter, quicker answers as well. So surveys are really great. It does take a little bit of nuance, and there are a lot of best practices with surveys that make it a little bit tricky to deploy. But if you have a really, really good survey, it provides very valuable insights and is a great method to really have in your arsenal. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this helps give you an idea of the pros of and benefits of the 3 most common UX research methods: usability tests, interviews, and surveys. Happy researching!